I'm back at it again. And Matthew 7:6 tells us not to cast our pearls before swine. And I recognize that, and I've learned this in the last 6 months more than any other part or time in my life, that you just cannot share everything with everybody. You cannot, people not understand you. In the society that we live, it is very clear that if you have an opinion that does not follow the pop culture or the mainstream in one of the sides, like I was having a conversation with somebody and they were saying stupid. This is the comments that were said. People who died during COVID were Republicans. Like that's what they said. They literally said that. And I was just like they were like 45% of the people who died were Republicans because they didn't believe in COVID shots. And I was just like, all right, whatever. And I'm not going into the whole COVID debate. I'm not doing it. But the fact that that was somebody's logic is wild. But the point here is that's not the point. The point is that if people have a viewpoint, they're rocking with it no matter what. And if you have a viewpoint that's alternative, you're crazy, you're mentally unstable, you can't be trusted, nobody should ever talk to you again. Like, I've heard people say, like, if you voted for Trump, I'll never talk to you again. Like, I know somebody, I have a family member who cut one of their closest friends off because that friend voted for Trump. And here's the thing, I'm not pro-Trump, I'm not against Trump, I don't care about him. Like, the president is going to be the president regardless. If you know anything about history and you know about how the president is elected, we don't really have a say. The Electoral College makes the choice no matter what. The Electoral College only failed 15% of the entire times in elections. I'm not going into a history lesson on this, but the point is that at the end of the day, we never make the choice. You think you make the choice with the popular vote, but you do not. And the point here is this: whoever's going to be the president, God's going to allow to be the president, whether it's Trump, Obama, Joe Biden, whatever. So I'm not going to argue that. But the point here is that you literally cut your friend off who's never done anything to you, who's always supported and loved you, because you don't agree with her political sentiments. And that just goes to show that people do not allow for, especially in the society that we live in, anybody who goes against the grain. If I don't agree with you, you don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm not retarded for it. I'm not crazy for it. I'm not mentally unstable. You have a right to believe whatever you want. I disagree with people on a lot of different things, but I don't think that they're crazy or they're dumb. They may be ignorant in some cases because they are going off of hearsay as opposed to actual knowledge. But we all are entitled to our opinions, however crazy they are or not. And let's differentiate crazy, like, opinions and facts. Because when people go against facts, that's different from going against opinions. When you conflate opinions with facts, that's where we have problems. But that's not the point of this conversation. The point here is this: many a time, people will disassociate, cut off, attack, ostracize, or treat people horribly because they have a differing opinion. And this is why you cannot share everything with everybody. This is why you cannot cast your pearls among swine. Because when you do that, people who are, and I don't want to say the word beneath you, but people who do not understand, they do not have higher level thinking, they are influenced by mainstream society, will not be able to see outside of the box. And if you traditionally look at our society overall, and when I say our society, I'm talking about the global society, and people who think out the box, those are our 5%ers or our 2%ers. And you might be like, what the hell are you talking about? Those are the people who are financially wealthy. Those are the people who follow and make money. Those are the people who think outside the box and come up with great ideas. Why? Because they don't think like everybody else. And here's the thing: the same people who say that you're crazy are the same people who will bow down when you become rich. The same people who say that you're crazy are the same people who are going to change their tune when they realize that you have the solution to the problem that society has been looking for an answer to. Every person who has been deemed, most people, and I shouldn't say every person, but most people who have been deemed crazy are actually people who are quite logical, and because they thought outside of the box, they are where they are. The dude who did Facebook, whatever his name is, I can't remember his name at this moment, He literally created Facebook. They thought he was crazy and Facebook was dumb. And he's a multimillionaire and now he's living his best life. People don't like Elon Musk. A lot of people are driving Tesla and they're following his aims. You might think bankruptcy is dumb, but the rich use it as a tool to make more money. You just have to know what it is. The problem is that you don't have the information. I was watching a clip of RHOA and someone was saying, "Oh, but you're bankrupt." Like, do you know how many business CEOs, CFOs have been bankrupt and then they reopened businesses or reestablished new businesses and became rich? The president of the United States, as dumb as y'all might think he is, he's literally a marketing genius, and we can prove that. Like, we can prove that he was a marketing genius. He used bankruptcy to his benefit to gain more money. Bankruptcy is a tool, but people who don't know, rich people use bankruptcy all the time. Businessmen use bankruptcy all the time. It is a tool that was created by American financial systems, not to demonize people, but to give people new opportunities. If you mess up, you can close it all out and start all over again. Yes, it might take you 7 years, but you can start all over again nonetheless. And so I say all of this to say, do not cast your pearls amongst swine. Because at the end of the day, people will never understand. People will never have clarity. People will not understand who you are, what you are, how you think, because they're not made to. And there is a difference between sheeple and people. And the sheeple follow along with everybody else. But the people, they are the chosen ones who understand that things are not as what they seem. And there is a method to every madness. And on that note, deuces.